Okay, so we're just getting these boats sorted out. I can see the Novus boat on the far grid, the Hustler in here in front of us as well, and it's going to be Ollie Silverton going to come straight in as he is in order. Ollie Silverton has been the first one off the line in Group A all day, and he's doing it again in the top 8s. He had a time of 50.80 earlier on. Ollie Silverton, drainage contractor from the north. He was in 3rd place at the end of last season. And once again, he has the stinger hull with 600 horsepower pushing it around. Let's watch him now. Suntough, brand that we race under here in New Zealand. Yeah, and he was a little bit rough earlier on. He looks nice and smooth here. As we look through to the radar, he was 110 kilometres an hour off the line. So keep it smooth and try and get down in that top 5. Ollie Silverton. Nice line into the hairpin, he backs off a little bit, finds it a little bit deep for him as he comes out. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Every little bit counts when you've only, when you're against the top of them. Got a little rough around that one as well, so he's probably going to get himself in trouble if he doesn't manage to keep it smooth all the way through the rest of this track. Here comes the Suzuki Altherm split as we come around the outside of Suzuki again. Back on the way home we go. Now it's time for him to make a strong finish. Ollie Silverton and PSP Suntough. Let's take a look at the time. 50.882. 50.882. So he's right where he was to qualify. 50.882. So yeah, I'm not sure that that's going to hold from. There's plenty of competitors under that time already today. Warren Farr is the next one to see. Here he comes off the line with the Hustler. And once again, this Taupo crew going to stick it on us with 600 horsepower and a stinger hull. Watch them as they come around hard and fast. It cuts good lines, the Hustler. They started off with, actually we missed that, so we haven't got that start time for you. The radar didn't quite pick them up. Let's have a look as they come in here to the, oh, he hung it wide, but he seems to be able to pick a nice line out through there. Back through the middle we go. Hard on the right-hander. 101 as he came into the hairpin, then 101 was the time speed he came into the hairpin, so he seems to have worked that out nicely for himself. Hey, nice to have you back, Cavey. You've missed a couple of good runs, and this one of Warren Farr's is doing great here right now in front of us as we finish off. We'll take it all the way home, Cavey. This really good boat, the Hustler. Let's take a little look at our timekeeping. 48.94. 48.94. He's set a tone.
Tell you what, Warren Farr really coming on strong there, and that was absolutely a brilliant run as we see the rest of the Group A's coming down onto the ramp at the moment. You can see Bevan Muir making his way down there as we see Cy Gibbon in the Novus Auto Glass coming out onto track at the moment in the pool, coming across the back of the other boats. He's going to face the starter.
Now these guys have travelled a long way, North Canterbury competitors, and I really like these two guys. They're really, really kind, nice guys to be around, and they just really, really doing it for the love of the sport. Here you are, 650 horsepower, and then Simon Gibbon and Tomo Paul Thompson. Novus Auto Glass really keen to have their name on this boat again this year, a brand new package for the crew, and well supported by those at home watching in Canterbury. I know they, and also in the Wairarapa, they've got family support all around the country this team. As we come around the PSP Island, nice work. Simon Gibbons' boat's cutting nice lines. Let's see how he gets on. He did a good job there.
Absolutely, just eased off it. Didn't throw the boat into the hairpin, just made it work very nicely. Into the hairpin, it was coming into that was at 109 kilometres an hour before he eased off, and then just transitioned through there really nicely. Around Suzuki now, this jet speed hull working very well. Really opens at that final left-hander. Now into the crosswash to the far side. Oh, good! Inside of Biolytics. Grabbed the outside of the bank, tried to shove that bit of dirt back to Australia, and ended up with a 49.333.
I guarantee Simon Gibbon looks over at Paul Tomlinson and said, gee, that was booming close. They couldn't have got any closer to skipping out there at the final stages. They're fractionally faster than they have been, but well, they need lottery as well. We've got the Eagle boat now, Neil Marshall, underneath us in front of us as he leaves, and boy, oh boy, he's got it going. Of course, Michelle Reid doing the navigation for him, Cavey. I like the way this boat goes in the water.
Absolutely. Now, Neil Marshall, of course, has been a champion rally driver here in New Zealand, and you can see that driving skill transitioning beautifully to jet spreading at the moment. And have a look at the way he's going on with that. It took off around that, come into the hairpin there at 108 kilometres an hour.
Navigation
and gone all the way. Neil Marshall has gone the wrong way. He's back on track now. He's realised his mistake. Will that mean the end of the day for Neil Marshall?
It will. There's no two ways about it. We've got such good quality drivers still to come with Rick Burt, Bevan Muir, Sam Newdick and Blake Bryan. I think we're going to say goodbye to them. So if you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, give your hands up to the man as we finish off here for them. That's a real shame for that group.
Yeah, Neil Marshall has more than likely thrown it away with a 56.089. In fact, he has thrown it away.
Yeah,
he will not progress any further. So that's a real shame. The boat looking settled, looking fast, and then he's made a navigational error. So that is the end of Neil Marshall. But Rick Burke now, boat 222, Firewater coming into the start line. He's going to kill the navigator here. The Squidtech G-Force hull. Yeah, they're pretty good at the moment. I like the way the boat's sitting into the fast part of the track. The big right-hand sleeper at 111 kilometres an hour up the front straight.
They had one little mistake earlier on, Davey, and I'm hoping that they don't do it again. But they've had a pretty flawless attempt today apart from that, and there's another good turn through the hairpin.
Yeah, really took it quite wide on the exit of that. A lot of these guys really nailing it with 102 kilometres an hour coming into that hairpin. The speeds earlier in the day were about 80, so these guys really stepping it up at the moment, and this is going to be super exciting.
Yeah, look at this. Rick Burt now killed Firewater, one of the nicer boats out there, 627 horses, dragging them home. Man, oh man, he's
strong. The Biolytics there at a 49.178, so just a little bit off it, puts himself in a 2 at the moment. Warren Farr, the fastest so far, then Rick Burke, Cy Given and Neil Marshall well out the door. Bevan Muir now.
Yeah, Bevan had a 49.05 and the 10 tools boat as we take off the line with that. This guy really will want to be in that top 3. He's probably not had the season in the last couple of years that he wanted, but man, oh man, if you're going to be in there, you're going to have to drive like Bevan Muir is driving now. This guy's got Kendra Death in the navigation seat with him, and nice work. Now here comes the hairpin. Hold on to it. Get it clean around there. And wide. Yeah, but wide. And he found some dirt, KB.
Yeah, came in at 104 kilometres an hour and came out a hell of a lot slower than that. Grabbed a bit of tyre on the exit, a bit of dirt on the entrance. So all over the place there for Bevan. I'm sure that he'll be able to pick that up in the last part of this run. Bevan Muir knows what jet sprinting is about, has been in pressure situations many, many times over the years. Sometimes he's done well and other times not so well. That was not a bad run there with a 49.162. Still not quicker than Warren Farr, but he is in P2 at the moment there, Bevan Muir, the man we just saw on track. Now, we will see Blake Bryant, the man who's been fastest in Group A all day. He will be the next boat onto the track. And then Sam Newdick, reigning New Zealand champion in the Group A. These guys have been a couple of seconds quicker than the rest of the Group A's. And now it's in a finals time. There'll be no mucking around. And I wonder what they've got to do. Sam Newdick in the past traditionally been a bit of a sleeper, if you like. Just plays with it, and then goes flat out. So, and Blake Bryant, on the other hand, is a man who's just been letting it hang out there all day. So, coming into these finals, these guys are really going to want the tune in the boat, make sure that they've got the right nozzles for their jet units, make sure that everything is tuned and twisted to absolute perfection. But what will happen here? So, actually, it'll be Sam Newdick will come out first in the PSP branded vessel. On the wall tramp at the moment, just fitting the air cleaner back on top of it. Eric Oxema is down there just keeping a bit of an eye on things. He's got his clock on because you only get 5 minutes between boats, and if Sam Newdick isn't out on the water within that specified time, he is out of there. He's back to the pits and we don't see any more of him. The PSP crew not looking overly stressed. They're just wandering up, having a little bit of a chat, seeing that everything's okay. Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason just sitting in there nice and gently. The boat now being pushed off the trailer. Sam Newdick, New Zealand champion twice in the last couple of years. So what can he do here? He's got about half a second or more to make up to the speed that Blake Bryant has been carrying right throughout rounds 1 and 2 here for the PSP New Zealand Championship. Now off goes Sam Newdick. Oh, I tell you what, he's dialed it up. He has dialed it up, and that is 110 kilometres an hour up the front straight. New Zealand number 1, you can see it on the roll cage there. I tell you what, I said that he might have been doing a little bit of sheeping, and he's really dialed the wing up right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to, like I said to you at lunchtime, I think he's playing second fiddle to Blake Bryant in the last 2 rounds of competition, and this is the time to really put the pressure on Blake. I don't know if you can put pressure on Blake's top 2 inches. He seems to be cool, calm, collected, but Sam Newdick just doing the drive of his life right here in front of us now. And earlier on I had a 47.52. I think we're going to get into 46s with this game.
Absolutely. They're shaving it up there. 46.798. Sam Newdick, quit time.
46.798. Thanks for your applause, ladies and gentlemen. Gee, he kissed the other side there over to next to the NZ sign. He really kissed it hard, and I thought that possibly would have made it a little bit tricky coming home for him. Man, oh man, these guys are really pushing themselves to the limit. Right now, Blake Bryant's about to push himself to the limit again. Kate Hugenbach doing the job in the navigation seat, and they've got the 680 horsepower pushing that Stinger around.
Oh, 115 kilometres an hour up that front straight.
That's incredible.
That's 5 kilometres an hour quicker than Sam Newdick. How fast can this boat go? Oh, hit that crosswash. Have a look at the way that boat just hung on and went around that hairpin. It is phenomenal. It was on rails. Blake Bryant just positioning this boat absolutely beautifully at the moment.
Yes, he knows what to do to get himself home. 46.45 is his quickest time so far. 46.79 is the time to beat from Sam Newdick. Let's see, can Blake Bryant scream on home and put hell to the ladder one more time? Let's take a look at him.
46.04, 6.7 seconds quicker. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. What can they do to catch this bloke?
I'll give you a bet on one of your brown liquids, mate, that Blake Bryant's going to get in the 45s, and so Sam Newdick before the end of the day. We've still got 3 more rounds of competition to go, or 2 more rounds of competition to go to find our champion. Those 2 guys are pushing themselves hard.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Blake Bryant clearly on top there. Sam Newdick. That will be the end, definitely, of Neil Marshall. We will not see Ollie Silverton or Simon Gibbon from... that is unofficial, ladies and gentlemen. That is unofficial, but that is the way that I'm seeing it at the moment. We are now going to go...